Hello, lovely soccer fans, and welcome to the platform once again. And in this episode, I'm going to review Zenit St. Petersburg 3, Chelsea 3, the match day 6 in the Champions League Group H encounter. And it was a frustrating night for the champions of Europe. And before I delve deeper into the issue, if it happens to be your first time of joining me, please hit the subscribe button. Very, very important. And then touch the notification bell. Yeah. Share the program to as many viewers as possible. Smash the like button if you enjoy my presentation, and then comment to agree or disagree with me in the comment box down below. Yeah, and a frustrating night for the champions of Europe, resulting in Chelsea losing the top spot to Juventus in Group H in injury time. Yeah, and Timo Werner and Lukaku, for the first time in as many months this season, seem to have answered their critics by scoring the goals for Chelsea. Because what people normally say is that Chelsea plays good game, but the striking department do not function effectively. Always left the goal scoring to the wing back positions and the defense as well as the midfielders. But in this game, we seem to have answered our critics. But the other performance at the other end of the field, backside, the defense was nothing to write home about. And so that was our downfall. Kepa, with no goals, were involved from other departments. As I say, Kepa was also good, but I think should have done better with the third goal. That's how I think anyway. And the debate with him and Mendy, I think, should be stopped. Mendy is far ahead of him. Yeah, I don't want to waste time on that. Let me look at some negatives in the game. That was the positive I highlighted, that our striking department functioned in this game. The negatives is that we're still struggling to defend. Yeah, ever since N'Golo Kante was injured, Chelsea is finding it difficult to defend. And some people are trying to add some people to the equation here. When I say some people are trying to add some people to the equation here, the people are saying Kante is important. They tend to add Jorginho, Kovacic to Kante. No, I don't think they are in the same bracket. And for all the midfielders that we have at Chelsea, Kante is world class and the Chelsea standard. Jorginho, no disrespect, with due respect, I think still, though he was voted third best player in the world, but I don't think he is at the level of N'Golo Kante. You see, and the statistics that has clearly come out now in the 53 matches that Thomas Tuchel has played for Chelsea. Yeah, of all the 5 or 3 times that Chelsea has conceded more than 1 goal, 5 times that Chelsea has conceded more than 1 goal in a game, meaning the opponent will score Chelsea more than 1 in that game. Chelsea will concede more than 1. Of all those 5 times, N'Golo Kante didn't play in that game. And Jorginho and Kovacic were there. Remember in the 5-2 thrashing by West Brom last season in the league, Jorginho and Kovacic, I think, were there. Though I stand to be corrected, but Kante didn't feature in that game. Yeah, and so of all the matches that we tend to concede more than a goal, N'Golo Kante is not involved. And so that tells you that N'Golo Kante is not in the bracket of the others. He's far better than the others. That was why during the summer we were calling for Aurélien Tchouameni of Monaco to be bought by Chelsea. Because although Tchouameni can replace Kante, but he thinks he is somebody who can do the job nearly to Kante, not the other players that we have there. And Chelsea seem to have dropped from the level of ACN, Lampard, Ballack to the level of Jorginho, Kovacic. Of all, during Mourinho's time, of these current midfielders, only N'Golo Kante could have competed with Claude Makalele or ACN for a midfield spot. All the other 2, Jorginho and Kovacic, can't compete. So we are talking of midfielders that can shoot, for God's sake. So why they can't shoot? When you compare Rodri and Fabinho, Liverpool and City, they are shooting. Even Pep Guardiola's team is shooting now. They are the masters of passing, but they are shooting. But Chelsea will get to the final third of the opponent field and still be passing instead of shooting. That is what we are talking about here. Rudiger's contract situation too has not been sorted out, and the earlier we do so, the better. If you want to know the importance of Rudiger, look at the match yesterday, the one against Zenit St. Petersburg. You saw how defensively poor we were. Though I understand that if Rudiger comes back, we still need N'Golo Kante. Yeah, or somebody who can do the job effectively. That's why I'm saying somebody who can do the job effectively. Kovacic and Jorginho are trying, but I don't think they can do the job. And that was why we were calling for Chelsea to reinforce in that field, even prior to Chelsea getting Romelu Lukaku. But I knew even when the season started that December would be crucial. Remember, you guys, I told you if I will be convinced of Chelsea's chances, let us negotiate December in the first week of January. If Chelsea are still first on the league log in England, I will say we are confident. But now you see, issues have started to come with injuries. And the scouting team, nobody seems to be criticizing our scouting team. I don't know the kind of players we buy. Other teams get injuries, but not so much as we are getting. As if there are players, as somebody said on the Chelsea Instagram page, they are made of glass. We are easily getting injuries. When you compare the Liverpool and City, they have gotten their share of injuries. But the other players who are stepping in are tough enough to get the results for them. Unlike Chelsea, that is the kind of situation we find ourselves, that the other players who are supposed to step in are not tough enough to get the results for us. Rudiger is always fit. I'm still highlighting the importance of Rudiger, why his contract should be extended. And I'm hearing some joke that Abramovich has agreed for replacement for Rudiger. This is a joke. I don't know why they are finding it difficult to extend Rudiger's contract. And if Rudiger leaves, it will be difficult for us to compete with City and Liverpool. Thomas Tuchel has started building something. Let's support him to build it. Because Thomas Tuchel relies on Rudiger to carry out his instruction on the field. Rudiger is Thomas Tuchel on the field. So we need to extend the contract. If we fail to do so, we will go back the pecking orders with respect to competition in England. When you compare what Liverpool and City are doing, we would go down there. Rudiger is there to stabilize us to be in competition. Yeah. And Chelsea barely fielded a second string side. That admittedly we fielded a second string side. But honestly, Barkley and Reece James played in an unfamiliar position in middle. Reece James did well, but Barkley should have been tougher with respect to the second goal. I think that the reason why I don't want to blame them that much is we fixed them there as a result of injuries. It's not their position. So sometimes we find it difficult to judge someone when he's come in to help. They came in to help in that position. Yeah, and now even Ruben Loftus-Cheek is even injured now. So injury list is compounding. We seem to be building hospital in Chelsea now for injured players. Yeah, we need a strong CDM, central defensive midfielder, that can do the work of Kante, not what we have there. Let me give you my ratings for the game. Kepa 6/10, Malang Sarr 5/10. The header of the third goal, he should have redirected it better. Christensen 5/10. And Christensen, if he wants his contract to be extended, he better get in a proper performance rather than the shambolic display he put out last night. And I was thinking, even let's take Christensen's money and add to Rudiger. For Rudiger to stay and Christensen should be allowed to go. Because with this performance, he's doing us even a favor for not signing the contract at Chelsea. Because that shambolic performance is not Chelsea level. Not at all. So 5/10. Aspilicueta 5/10. Reece James, an unfamiliar position, 5/10. Barkley 5/10. Hudson-Odoi 5/10. Saul Niguez, the worst of all, I think 3.5/10. He is the worst player on the field. Mount wasn't seen that much, so 5/10. And then Timo Werner was the best player on the field, 7.5. If not for the equalizer to get the game at draw, if Chelsea had won, Timo Werner would have gotten 9/10. Yeah, Lukaku 5.5/10. And so we didn't win. That was why Timo didn't get a proper rating. Yeah. So when you look at the stats, though, the game was a little bit quite 50-50, but Chelsea had 54% possession. Shots on target, Chelsea had 8. We played 13 shots, 8 on target. Zenit played 18 shots, 7 on target. Yeah. Pass accuracy, we had 87%. That's against DS, 82%. And corners, we had 8. They had 10. Yellow cards, 1 apiece. Yeah. And then, those goal scorers, that Timo Werner, Lukaku there. Yeah, so that was also, and I think now the priorities to shift to Rudiger's contract. We need Rudiger ASAP. Yeah, because we are gradually losing Rudiger. Rudiger is very important in Tuchel's instruction. I don't know, you know, the issue with Chelsea, whenever a coach's wishes has not been granted by Marina Granovskaya and results started not to come, people will turn around to blame the coach. Meanwhile, if Marina failed to sanction Rudiger's extension, if in future things have go bad, I don't expect people to be blaming Thomas Tuchel, but they will blame him. Meanwhile, he told you what he wants. Thomas Tuchel wants Rudiger to stay. So Chelsea should do their best possible to ensure that he stays. Thank you very much. This is where I draw the curtains on today's analysis with respect to the review of the game at St. Petersburg, Zenit 3, Chelsea 3. And if it happens to be your first time of running through this across this show episode, please do well to hit the subscribe button, touch the notification bell, share the program to as many viewers as possible, smash the like button if you enjoy my presentation, comment to agree or disagree with me in the comment box down below. Cheers. Thank you very much. I love you for your support. Bye-bye.